Yes.
good. We agree on that.
Good. Stress, me.
Molly. We agree. People,
me. Oh, I
we
said
disagree.
me. Okay, why do we disagree? This is really good. Okay.
Yeah.
We're 2/3. This is a pretty good one.
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. But why do you think you're people? Why do you think you're better at setting boundaries with people?
I won't say yes to things that I know I can't commit to. Like I won't flake on things. And so like if I can't do a thing or I don't want to do a thing, I'm fine to say no. Welcome to this week's episode of Teaching Keating.
Hello.
Let's talk about clutter.
Oh, let's do.
Yes.
We were talking about this and you were like, clutter, what do you think about it? And I said, I think it's great. But you and I both had different perspectives. So I thought we were going to do like emotional baggage clutter and like clutter of our minds and like things that clutter. And you were like, no, I'm talking about like physical.
I would also like to talk about
house.
physical clutter.
So we'll talk about all of them.
Yeah.
All of the clutter. Emotional, mental.
Physical clutter bothers me more than it bothers you.
It doesn't not bother me. It actually really bothers me. Just our execution with how we deal with it is different.
Yeah. I'm
That's
thankful.
very much
I'm thankful for
very
the both
divergent.
of us.
Sure.
Because you like things that are clean.
Yes.
I like things that lack clutter.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of times where if I clear up the clutter, I'm just like, we did it.
Looks clean.
House is clean.
Great.
And you're like,
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not necessarily how it works. Yeah, it is nice to have both of us. I don't like a lot of clutter. We are different in the sense that I probably, and by probably I mean completely, am more emotionally attached to things than you are.
Very much so.
But I also think that has to do with like you had like a natural disaster as a kid.
Yeah.
And that has very much informed and shaped your life in the way that you take things, receive things, take care of things, don't take care of things. You just don't have a lot of attachment at all to anything, which is nice.
You could light everything in our house on fire right now. And
I don't think like that's true of our pictures or like things that
those are all backed up
now.
Yeah.
But like back in the day.
If it was photo album time,
sure.
like that would be devastating.
Yes. I'm saying like back in the day where things weren't backed up, you know, like.
But you're right. Like we,
like the
like our family went through a flood when
Yeah.
I was a kid. I was about 10 years old and we lost,
I think we've talked
I've
about
been in the position where we've lost everything. And
Yeah.
so it gives you a really interesting perspective on stuff.
Yes.
And how it just doesn't really matter.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And I don't think either one of us
But I
have
think-
that perspective of like, oh, it matters. It's important. But I am different in the sense of like, oh, this is an heirloom. Like, for example, my first communion, my veil was my mom's veil. That was my grandma's veil that she made from her wedding veil, like cut up her own wedding dress and veil to make my mom's first communion dress and her veil. And I wore the same one. And then our daughter wore the same one.
Right.
So like that does hold weight for me. That is important. That is a thing that is still in our home.
Where is it?
In Char's closet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hanging up. I got it dry cleaned and whatever
Okay.
else. But whatever. So like that kind of stuff.
I don't.
Yeah.
I it's not lost on me too that like
Sure.
my brain goes too far here.
Yes, it does. And
Yes.
sometimes, and we've had a lot of argument in terms of like clutter of like, just throw it away. And I was like, no,
You don't want to throw away anything.
Hold on. You're going to laugh at me, but this is not that I don't want to throw things away. I literally am a giant hippie and I do not want things that are not biodegradable sitting in the ground somewhere or like taking up space that they will never go anywhere.
You would
that
rather
really
they sit
bothers
in our house
me.
and never go anywhere.
No, I would rather that they either be put to use somewhere else. So I donate a lot of things. I do recycle a lot, which you were like, that's ridiculous. They're just throwing in the ocean, whatever. I don't care. Like I want to be a better steward of things.
I will secretly throw things away.
There's no secret. I know you're throwing
and then
it away
I will
all the
see
time.
you
There's
go
no secret.
and pull it out of the trash.
Yeah, and I'll put it in the recycler. We've talked about this. But I just don't think it's a good thing to have like, you have to be a better steward of things. Also, you will buy 500 of the same one. Like I'll look in the closet and you'll literally have 10 of the exact same shirts. I will buy
Really like
one
it. It's a great
shirt.
It's a great shirt.
I will buy
I am guilty
one
of that.
shirt of the same color, but then I'll probably keep it for a very long
You'll
time.
keep it for 20 years.
10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
I do, and we've talked about this. I do have stuff from college in my closet.
Blows my mind.
That I definitely still have.
You and my best friend Graham are the same person in this regard.
Sometimes,
you will keep
we
things
are very similar like that.
forever. Like the last time
But
I was
if it's
at,
a nice piece,
the last time I was at Graham's
item,
house, he came out.
Yeah,
he came
sweatshirt.
downstairs in a pair of sweatpants that said
sweatpants.
they were his Bettendorf
Yes.
Bulldogs
Yes.
soccer sweatpants that he got when he was in high school.
Yeah.
He is a 45-year-old man.
Yeah, good for him.
And still rocking those
them. I mean, if they're good.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm just saying, why do you need to replace those things 20 times if the singular pair that you have still works and is functional? Just use it.
I won't
so like
replace,
that's my thing.
I won't replace something if it's still good and usable. But
That's not true. You throw a lot of stuff away.
I'm really hard on stuff.
You are, but I do the majority of the laundry, so I'm better at caretaking your stuff than you are.
I agree.
Historically, yeah, you were really hard on stuff. Now that you have more money to actually spend on fairly decent items, I won't let you like throw your clothes away all the time. You know, because you would just like go through and be like, throw it away, throw it away, throw it away. And I'm like, that's going somewhere.
But I do get, you're right. I do get in the habit of like, if I like a thing,
yeah,
I'm going to buy 6
10
of them.
of the same item.
Yeah.
You have,
Yeah.
So fine. We both have our little idiosyncrasies when it comes to this. It's just like, well, I don't like clutter. It's like, well, you actually do. You have 10 of the same item. I have 1 of that item, but I've kept it for 20 years.
So
it's just a different way of how we go about it.
What clutter is hardest to deal with?
Oh, this is really
clutter
good.
in your home, clutter in your head, or clutter in your heart?
Ugh.
Which clutter is more difficult for you to deal with?
Let's say our answer together on 3.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I didn't have my answer yet. Okay.
Good,
Okay. Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Head.
Home.
Oh gosh. Okay, why
Go.
is it most difficult for you for the home?
Because it impacts every other one of those things.
Sure.
Like clutter in my home creates like chaos in my brain. And then like emotionally, I don't feel like I can relax.
Yep.
I don't feel like I can be productive.
Yeah.
I don't feel happy in
Sure.
our house. And
That's
so like
true for everyone.
So I'll go on spurts
Sure.
where it's
You
like
will.
I'll get to a point where like the clutter is too much and then just boom, 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 boom.
In fairness, we're pretty good at keeping that at bay. It's only bad when we're all 4 home all the time.
That's the hard part.
And we're all going every different way. We always talk about it.
We're in a stretch of that right now.
Summer is the worst time.
Because everyone's home.
Everyone's home, but
Clutter everywhere.
everyone's doing their own thing, so no one has time to actually handle their own space.
Yeah.
Not a metaphor, but could be.
Yeah.
Metaphor for life, literally handle your own room.
Yeah.
But they're not, and so then everything feels chaotic, and then consequently we feel chaotic.
And you said heart.
I said head.
Head, okay.
Yeah. Only because if this isn't together and feeling not cluttered, then all of those other things I can't handle. However, I would say a lot of our physical surroundings, it's funny, we just talked about this because I had a teacher mentor of mine years and years and years ago who talked a lot about, and we said this before on the podcast, like the environment of classrooms.
Yes.
And like the sensory part of classrooms in terms of like natural light, the way it smells, the way it feels to be in there. Is it a welcoming environment? Do they want to be in there? Because if they don't, if it's hard to learn and feels chaotic, they're not going to want to be in there. And then all of their energy is going to be constantly chaotic. Your home is the same way. If your home doesn't feel like calming or centering or like a place that you can actually rest and relax, and it feels chaotic because everything's going, and there's some naturally is going to like be chaotic.
Teachers should pay attention to this with their classrooms.
It's really
too.
important.
There's elementary.
I got it
elementary,
from my
elementary
teacher
teachers.
classrooms.
I'm talking
Yes.
to you. I can't
Structure,
tell you the number of elementary
systems.
classrooms
Yeah.
that I walk into,
Yeah.
and I get it. Like you need a lot of stuff. You have all
Sure.
the manipulatives and the
Yeah.
anchor charts, but like
It's busy.
It feels so cluttered.
Sure.
That for those of us who dislike clutter,
Yeah.
like just so you know, there are kids sitting in your
Sure.
class right now who feel wildly uncomfortable
Yeah.
with the amount of clutter and the impact that has on their heads and their hearts.
It just feels chaotic. And
Yes.
so like anything that feels chaotic, whether it be anything sensorily, so like colors, like I'm really specific about the colors in our home. Everything's beige. Everyone gives me a hard time because everything's beige. Like it's not a prison.
You know what colors
But
are-
I did do a lot of like.
You know what colors are in most elementary classrooms? All the
Yes.
colors,
Yes.
everywhere, all the time, and with no order to
not
them
calming
in any way, shape, or form.
And that can be stressful for
It's
kids.
chaos.
It does feel chaotic.
It's mental chaos.
Yeah. I'm laughing because a lot of our house is beige, but like all the rooms are different colors. They really are.
Yeah.
But a variation of like calming colors.
Yes.
Greens, blues, tans, creams, whites, all the earth tones, lots of woods, because I want it to feel grounding and centering and very calm. And to your point, like, I go through at least once a month. I don't know if you know that I do this. I have been doing this all of our marriage, so maybe you know, maybe you don't.
I'm
But I
excited.
go through once a month and I get rid of all of our, like, just like stuff on counters.
Great.
Lots of papers, like
Let's
save
do
a
it
handful.
twice a month.
Save handfuls of stuff. It's only because you're home right now that you're paying
Yeah.
more attention. But
Yeah.
like handfuls of stuff that we don't need. I'll save the kids' stuff and then like we move. Like lots of recycling, lots of trash all the time. Go through the closets once a month. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's because you can't have your home feel chaotic all the time. You'll just never ever like settle.
Yeah.
It's too much. And then to your point, it's right. Then how do you turn off all the clutter in your brain or the clutter in your heart? So so tell me your answer and why you feel like the physical is the most important.
Because I like the physical for me always impacts everything else.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I'm feeling physically unwell,
Sure.
it impacts my head, my heart. Like
Yeah.
if my physical environment feels chaotic,
Yes.
it impacts like I don't know why I'm like that either.
I do actually. Well, I have
Okay,
a theory.
good. Tell me, why am I like
well,
that?
I would just say like in adulthood, because of the nature of your job and being on the road.
Yeah.
I would say that you are very specific about how your home looks and your home life because
Yeah.
everything else in your surroundings is chaotic. You're in a
Yeah,
different school.
totally.
You're on a different plane.
Totally.
You're with different
Different
people.
hotel room,
Different hotel
yeah.
rooms. All of that is different every week.
Yeah.
You know, for the majority of the year. And so you like consistency at home and calm, and at least in my perception of you. I also feel like, and maybe this is just,
I think that's really accurate.
I would also say that like, you know, you get to move a lot as a kid because of the nature of the flood.
I didn't
and
move a lot. I
everything
only
else.
moved twice.
Oh, I thought you moved 3 times.
Yeah, 3 times. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
3 times. I mean, not a
That
lot.
doesn't
but
feel
3
like a
times.
lot.
It doesn't feel like a lot, but that's a
Yeah.
lot of transition for kids. So all of that to be said, I think you wanting to control those transitions, even though you don't care a lot about stuff, you really like a calming, centering space.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Because
That's my theory.
Because you're right. Like
Sure.
when I'm on the road,
Sure.
I think your road diagnosis is better than the childhood
Okay.
one.
I don't know. Maybe both. Maybe neither. Maybe
who
a little
knows?
bit. Who knows?
But
Sure.
I'm in airports and those are cluttered with people and chaos, and then I'm
Smells.
in
It's
schools
chaotic.
that are cluttered with different people and at times chaos, and then I'm like everything. And so when I come home, like the notion of chaos is just
Yeah.
like no, like this is my reprieve
Sure.
from that.
Yeah.
That I think is accurate.
Yeah. And I think we both feel like that. I mean, I was really specific when I was in the classroom about really monitoring like the chaos, and because classrooms are chaotic, anybody who teaches knows education, it's chaotic. There's kids coming and going, and there's things, and there's bodily functions, and there's noises,
Boy,
and
is
there's
there.
I mean, it's never calm. So you have to embrace the amount of chaos that comes, but whatever you can do to maintain calm within the chaos is very helpful for just the energy of your classroom all the time. And so I was very big on
I had a
that.
teacher who taught next
Yeah.
door to me
Yeah.
who used to come into my classroom
Yeah.
during every passing
Sure.
period. He was like, Weston, man, I just like being in your classroom. It's so more calming, much more calming than mine. But his room was a disaster. It was a complete.
Hey, man, you know
like,
you can
his
help yourself with
desk
that. Yeah,
was
totally.
a nightmare.
Totally. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
Uh-huh.
I want to be like Lester, man. Like if you would just clean your
Handle your
classroom,
business. Uh-huh.
you like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is your room.
Sure.
And you feel this
Yes.
way in there.
Can you imagine how your kids feel?
Imagine how your kids feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the hidden cost of clutter?
Oh, that's such a good question. Chaos. It's not hidden.
Yeah.
It's not hidden. It's out front. It's chaos. Like the more chaotic you feel like in the midst of your surroundings, the more chaotic you're going to feel. I mean, you just said it, internally, externally, the more difficulty you're going to have focusing, the more difficulty, you know, like we made, this is going to sound crazy and let you into my cray brain really quick, but like we didn't do toys in the kids' rooms when they were little. We do 0 electronics. We only did stuffed animals and books. Those are the 2 things that were allowed in rooms.
Those were-
and shard, sneak, never cared.
Oh, we're so annoying. But
we're
you're right.
very
You're right. We
annoying
did not do, when the kids were little, we
because-
didn't do toys in their rooms.
No
They
toys
had-
in the rooms.
They had stuffed animals and they had
Because your room was
books.
for sleeping and like it was a calming space. Like
We
you
had
can
specific
read.
baskets
Yes.
downstairs, and that's where the toys were because Molly puts everything in baskets.
Because I don't like clutter, everybody.
We have baskets in our house that have baskets in them.
Okay. Yes. Again, more sentimental than you. I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
My monthly that you can help me with now that you're
great.
You're home and we can do it as a team. Yeah, it's great.
I have a different one.
Okay. Tell me more.
I think the hidden cost of clutter is relationships.
Oh. Okay. Why?
I think clutter creates such a barrier, whether it's physical, whether it's mental, whether it's emotional clutter.
Sure.
I think it's so preoccupying.
Yes.
That
Agreed.
it puts up a barrier between you and other people.
Sure.
Me and other people.
Sure.
So like if something is going on in here or in here or out here, like because I'm so preoccupied with it, I can't connect.
Yeah.
And so like
You're easily distracted.
I'm so distracted by the clutter that's going on in my head or my heart or my home that it negatively impacts my relationships.
Yeah.
It's why I'm so sensitive to it because like that's all I want is great connectivity.
Yeah.
And when those things aren't in order and they're a barrier between me and that, like it drives me freaking nuts.
I remember, so this is going to be so crazy, but like I remember as a kid, like going to spaces, and maybe this is why we're so crazy about our home though too, of like places like friend's house where, you know, like you could sit and relax and it was an awesome space.
Yep.
And then other places where you'd be wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I could not sit down at my dad's. Like he had traveled the world. He was a military guy. He had like all these different, you know, things from all the different places he had traveled, but it was just like a hodgepodge of all this crap and it didn't go together and it was really bright and all these weird, colors. And they were smokers. I mean, it was the 80s. So like literally smoked inside, like chain smoking inside the house. And I remember like in high school, I finally stopped going. I was like, I can't go down there anymore. Like orange carpet and orange. I mean, just like the weirdest, most chaotic environment. And I remember like, I hate it here.
Yeah.
And I felt bad because I was like, well, I don't dislike my grandfather, but like this place stresses me out. I can't be down here. There's too many people. Like, besides the chain smoking, which was god awful in and of itself, it's like there's just too much crap everywhere. It's just like there was nothing that was relaxing at all. Like I literally, even if I sat down on the couch, I wasn't calm. I couldn't sit down. You know, there's nothing worse than going to someone's house or even like in a classroom where you just like literally feel like you can't sit down.
Yeah.
You literally can't be calm, which is funny because I feel like some people in our house, like we're so nutso about not messiness, but clutter, and about your space. Like our families are aware. My family especially are like, oh, Weston just got home. We can't come over and hang out, which is true. That's very true. That's just like you need space. You need transition time.
I can't come home and have other people also be in my home.
No, it's too chaotic.
It's just like, hey, I need a second.
Down
I need a second
transition time.
And in fairness too, like our house isn't cluttered. We don't have a cluttered house.
Everyone has places to sit, but we do have a lot of things going on.
We don't have clutter in our house. We have spots of clutter.
Sure.
And so like that spot by our fridge where we have the baskets and it holds all the papers and the stuff and the like
tell me what's in there.
I don't have a clue.
No, you don't.
I could take that whole corner and wipe it into a trash can.
You could, because that would make you feel better.
What's in there?
Bills that we need to be paid.
But
Pictures,
I know there's no bills in there that need to be paid.
That's
You know how I know this? Because I've paid them. Like if there's any bills in there that need to be paid, you need to tell me so I can pay them.
Okay.
They don't go in a basket.
Okay, albeit besides the things that annoy you,
bills show up. You pay them immediately, and you throw them in the trash.
Standpoint.
That's the cadence.
Focus. I'm just saying. Tell me the clutter in your head and in your heart that you have a hard time with getting out, because I feel like
guilt.
Guilt. About what?
Guilt. Just if I've made people feel bad, I carry guilt around.
Okay.
Guilt is the sole clutter that exists in my head.
What do you do to get rid of that?
Push it down. Push it all the way down. Just bury it like a good German.
I'm laughing because part of it's true.
I'm
not part of it. Like,
not even joking.
I mean, you say that you push it down, but really what you do is like scroll Reddit and you do this.
I pacify.
You do this.
Yeah.
Stick that thumb in your mouth, but really adult thumbs are your screen phone.
You asked me the
Zing,
question.
Zing.
You asked me
I
the
did.
question.
I'm sorry. Because I'm trying to think what I do.
Yeah.
I do just the opposite. I feel like if I'm too much in here, I go quiet and you hate it.
Yeah.
But
it makes me very nervous.
I know because
I know
it's so rare.
I know it's bubbling up.
Which is why it's like it's a lot in there.
Over.
It doesn't boil over, and it usually doesn't boil over on you, but only when you talk to me about it when I'm still processing. you don't give me enough time and you hammer me with like, what's going on? Are you, and I'm like, hey, I'm not ready yet. And then if you poke me, then probably there's a boil over. But for the most part, I have to decompress. So like music off, screens off. I literally will like be in the car, total quiet. I'll go in the house, total quiet, like for like hours, from like whatever, from now until pickup for 3 hours, it'll just be like silence. Cause I just need to everything out of there.
I wish I was better at that.
And night times, I'm very specific about my nights and my mornings. It's really funny to me because you like to get up. You're so happy, you like to talk right away. But as I'm realizing it, it's like, that's my time to order my day in my brain. If I don't do that, then it gets cluttered too quickly. And then I don't have time to be as effective as I possibly can. So I really like adhere pretty specifically to probably the first 20 minutes in the morning of like quiet, no talking, and probably maybe 10 to 20 minutes at night where I like, there's nothing.
We're so different like that. We're so different.
because it's too much in here. I
want to get up first thing in the morning and it's like, all right,
yeah,
we got to set the tone for the day.
Yeah.
And the tone is going to be joyful dominance. Thank God for our daughter because she sees it the exact same way. And so she and I have an outlet. Like,
sure.
Charlotte and I will talk to you. Wasn't last night great? It was a great sleep.
I know, but
can you believe we get a new day?
6 a.m.
I know.
And full volume.
I know.
Also, the other thing is like that for me, you're already cluttering up. YouTube are doing it a little different.
And we're ditching the clutter of negativity of just like, hey, anything negative, we're going to ditch that clutter.
It's not negative. It's just not filling the space. I know, we just see it
very differently.
It's not filling the space. So I need time to not fill the space. How you guys are in the morning is how you feel if there's too much stuff on the counters when I come home.
I hear you. We see
That's
it so differently.
We do.
Let's see what else we see differently.
Okay.
Let's play around if he said, she said.
Let's get after it. Oh, clutter.
All right, Kaylee, let's do it. Question number 1. We have not seen these questions. We have no idea.
Oh yeah, it's just
All
right. The free for all. Let's go.
Ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Who's more likely to keep something for sentimental reasons, even if it's totally useless?
Me. Sorry.
Hold on.
We don't need snark.
And
I was just adding exclamation points. Yeah.
Let everyone know.
Molly.
It's me.
Yes.
Obviously.
Who's more likely? Molly to keep something for
I'm
sentimental.
sentimental.
Yes.
I appreciate a good sentiment.
I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm sentimental about that I keep that's physical. You and the children. There we go.
We are the physical embodiments of your sentimentality.
It's all I care about.
I know. It is
all
true.
I care about.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. You are.
Everything else could go away.
I appreciate that. You're not materialistic in that sense. That's really important. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Rightly worded. Okay.
All right.
All
All right.
Who needs a mental reset more often but rarely takes one?
Oh, you turned that thing the other way.
I have an arrow pointing to her.
I said you. You literally need to turn it that way.
Why do I need to turn it this way?
You tell me why not.
Why? Here's the thing.
Okay.
I need mental resets. I take them. Like, I know myself, and I know when I need to go to the gym. I know when I need to... and then I do those things for myself. Like, you know that you need those things, and then you will talk about needing those things, but keep fluttering around to do everything else. Okay.
I get how you see it that way, but I just don't agree.
You're wrong. How is it me?
So hold on, because you will do a lot, you'll be ramped up, and instead of realizing hey babe, I'm at a 10, I need to go work out or go to the gym or go whatever. What you do is bleh on all of us, and then you'll be oh, I feel way better, I'm gonna go work out, and we are thanks for the pipe bomb. Whereas I do know that I'm I'm not saying that I don't need it, but I take it when I can. I don't necessarily, you just take it, but it doesn't inhibit you from still flipping out if you're at a 10 or a 2. Whereas
Yeah, I'm getting it out. The question was,
On all of us.
and is less likely to take it. Like,
Less
I see it.
likely.
Blah.
I mean,
Let me go to the gym. All right, great. Now we're done with that,
no,
everyone.
I'm just saying you're less like, I guess I'm thinking of it as like you're less likely to see it coming. I'm serious. You are.
I don't know how I'm not supposed to take that personally.
I mean, you're not as aware. So like
Way
there's
to double down.
Look at this is just like truth bombs left and right. Like you're not as interpersonal. Like sorry.
Or tripling down.
Okay. You're less interpersonal. So you're less aware.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're less aware of the temperatures. Like you know that you're getting pissed off about something. You don't realize that they're leading toward an explosion, right? But I'll see that train coming like a while, like a long way down the road. And so you'll just be like, I don't know, I'm so irritated. Like you'll be like every single time you're very surprised that it comes upon you like that. And then you're pissed off. Like you're astounded at every moment that you're irritated. And I'm like, oh, are you surprised that you're feeling like this?
Yes.
Whereas where I'm like seeing it come and then I can respond in kind to sort of mitigate those things. I don't know.
Okay.
Agree to disagree.
Next question.
Okay, who's more emotionally cluttered but hides it well?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Who is more emotionally cluttered but hides it well?
Three, two, one. I said him and he said me. Okay, hold on. Maybe we're both right.
Hold on. We're doing terribly.
This one is tricky.
If this were an actual episode of the Newlywed Game, we'd be getting dominated.
Hold on.
'Kay.
Who's emotionally more cluttered but hides it well? You're more emotionally cluttered.
But I don't hide it well.
You don't hide it well.
No.
I hide it.
That was the question. Who's more emotionally cluttered but hides it well?
No.
Kaylee, thank you.
Okay.
That was the question.
But
Yeah.
sorry. You're more emotionally cluttered. This is a two-parter. You're more emotionally cluttered.
But hides it well.
I hide it more. I just don't feel like I think there's less for me to deal with.
That was the question.
I don't.
you're
Okay. Sure. Great.
I understand what Molly's saying. So Molly's saying you're more emotional.
I have more emotional clutter.
Yeah, that's why
I do not hide it well.
It's two parts in my brain.
Molly
I'm answering
is saying,
two questions.
yes.
I'm
Molly
answering
is saying
two
I
questions.
have less emotional clutter, but I'm better at hiding what I have.
Yes.
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 Kaylee,
We're
but
both right.
Let's all agree. I answered the question properly. You don't have to agree, but I know that you do.
Okay, it's okay.
Matt, back me up here, man.
Just
Like,
affirming.
that's-
Just affirming.
Come on, man.
He needs the affirmation.
Okay.
Don't bait him. Don't let him. Don't enter him into this fray.
Matt is
like,
like,
"Please
nope.
Don't get me out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay,
in it.
let's go for it.
Kaylee.
All right. Who holds on to guilt or stress longer than they should?
We don't even need to write it down.
I don't even need to
I
write
literally
down
just
at
said
this
it.
point.
I just
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah, good.
Who
Yeah.
holds on to guilt and stress? Me.
Longer than
Constantly,
they should.
all day, every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're working on it. It's great.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's more likely to say we might need this someday?
Me. I'll say it. Oh, let's write it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I won't say it so loud. Me.
Molly. Yes.
We
Molly.
might.
Molly is always like, we
Always.
might need this someday.
Here, okay.
No, we don't. We don't
to
need
the
any
example,
of it ever.
To the first communion veil. Maybe Char will want that for some time. We still have it.
Molly,
We still have it.
can we throw away those coffee mugs? Can we
Oh
give
my
away those
gosh,
coffee
this
mugs?
is a trap. This is a trap. This is a trap.
Can
I'm
we
not
give
gonna
away
do
those
this. This
coffee
is a trap.
mugs?
I'm not answering it. I already answered you this morning. This has been answered. When you give away all of the stuff that's in your closet that needs to go,
No
that you have
problem.
multiples of.
No problem.
Great. We'll
I'll
do
go
it
in
this
my
week.
closet and go like
Okay,
this
yep, okay.
into a bag.
Feel better.
Yeah.
And then you can put the mugs on top. Great.
Okay, great.
Good. Okay. All right, Kaylee. Making a lot of progress.
Who's better at setting boundaries with stuff, stress, and people?
Okay, this is a hard question. Who's better? And you have to answer according to all three.
That's what I did before.
Who's better at
was
setting
the
boundaries with
With stuff, stress,
and people.
stuff,
I'm
stress,
just gonna write
and
stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Stress and people, because that is.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, ready?
All right. And
3, 2,
show.
1.
Stuff.
You.
Me.
Yes.
Okay, good. We agree on that.
Good. Stress. Me.
Molly. We agree.
Yes.
People.
Me. Oh, I
We
said
disagree.
me. Okay, why do we disagree? This is really good. Okay.
Yeah.
We're 2/3. This is a pretty good one.
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. But why do you think you're people? Why do you think you're better at setting boundaries with people?
I won't say yes to things that I know I can't commit to. Like I won't flake on things. And so like if I can't do a thing or I don't want to do a thing, I'm fine to say no.
That's new though. I would say that's a newer development.
That's because I've grown so much as a human.
Yes. Agreed.
I'm wiser and better than I was in my youth.
Sure. But I would say overall, like I've always set pretty hardcore boundaries with people. Like I'm pretty specific about who's in my circle and who's not. And have been pretty consistently over time.
Do you think I'm not?
I think you ebb and flow a little bit more, whereas mine has been pretty set. I'm not saying that people don't come in and out of our life. I'm saying, like professionally, of course, work-wise, we've had different jobs. We've had, you know what I mean? Like, so obviously there's going to ebb and flow.
But you've got people in your life who confuse me, as I have people in my life who confuse you.
Okay.
So I think that's a draw.
Okay, we'll call it a draw. Great.
No, I just meant that one. I won that round.
Whatever helps you declutter your brain, man. It's all good. Okay, is that the questions?
Last question.
Last one.
Last
okay,
one.
great. Good.
If your emotional clutter were visible, who would fill up the garage?
Whoa.
That is a
Whose
great
would fill
one.
up? Okay, let me say this again.
Okay.
If your emotional clutter were visible, whose would fill up the garage first?
So if I'm looking at his and he's looking at mine, is
No,
that
let's
correct?
go. Let's phrase it the way you phrased it first. I think that's a better question.
Okay.
If your emotional clutter were visible, who filled up the garage?
Like the person?
Yeah.
Or like you filled up the garage or I filled up the garage?
No,
No, like the person who's filling up taking up the most space in your brain emotionally. Okay.
No, or who's if your emotional clutter were visible,
who's filling up
who
the
has more emotional clutter? Pretty much.
Who's filling up the garage?
Who's filling up the garage?
Who's filling up the garage? I don't think we need to go like who has more emotional clutter.
No.
I want to go the route of like
I understand.
who
I
fills up
understand how we're
who fills
saying
up the garage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's filled up the garage? Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good question.
It's a huge
Wow.
question.
Three, 2, 1.
Oh, you put the kids, I put you.
I have the Molly put me. I put the children.
I put them below you. Oh my gosh, this is my smoker's cough right now. Oh my gosh, am I getting sick? Oh, the cackle.
Molly's
Okay.
been ripping Marlboros.
I haven't. It's allergies, but that's really funny.
Really?
Keep going.
Am I filling up your garage?
Honey. I mean, really?
Let me-
Are you asking authentically? Because I will give you an authentic answer. However,
for as dangerous as I know this is,
Oh,
yes,
gosh.
I'm asking authentically.
so I would say I'll just say I was talking to a mom friend about this too, and we were just saying, not lamenting, but talking about the fact that emotionally our husbands both take a lot. I will not tell you who the person is, but that
I guarantee I know who it is.
I mean, they're in our circle, but I don't think you
Yeah.
can probably name who it is.
Okay.
The emotional sort of capacity that I have to carry, that I need to carry to make sure you are feeling consistent and intact and good is a lot. I don't think you would argue with that. I think you're very aware of how
But damn
much
it, I
you
didn't
take.
realize I was filling up most of the garage.
You take a lot. I mean, we were talking about this the other day. Like you take, like you were joking about it. Like you said, how many people it takes to be married to, and I was like, oh, that's not a lie.
It does.
It takes a finance person, and an accountant, and me, you know, and everyone here. I mean, and the children, and like there's a team. There's a team of us.
Yeah.
Workout partners, coaches. There's a team, and that's not surprising to me or to you. Like that's not new to me. I knew what I was getting into. I was wide open. I think it's more surprising that you think you are less maintenance than that.
I at least thought I would come second place to the kids.
I would say I think you both change from day to day, but I think you're on equal footing if it's like a scale. Like sometimes you decrease and they go
man.
up, and sometimes you go.
You didn't even make my list.
I'm sorry. Well,
Oh.
I'm sorry to make your list. I don't know.
And
I
mine,
just,
like-
I feel bad. I'm not trying to.
I know.
It's
Like I-
not,
like I wrote
It's
down-
not. It's not a slam.
I know.
It's not. A slam. I'm not trying to catch you out. It just is the nature of our life.
I
Right now.
wrote
It takes
down.
a lot.
I wrote down the
Sure.
kids, but I don't mean in a bad way.
I don't mean it in a bad
Yeah.
way either. I just mean there's two adolescents and they need a lot of time and energy right now.
It's because
Yeah.
I worry about them
Sure.
so much.
Both of us.
I worry about how we're doing with them so much that like I do for as much as I
tease
joke
you.
like, yeah, we're killing it. Like shit, I worry every
I know.
day. Like, are we doing
Yeah.
any of this right?
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I
know.
Yeah, and that doesn't have anything to do with anything bad that they're doing.
Right.
But it's
They're
just
just
it's a
adolescents.
legitimate like
Yeah.
it occupies so much time and space
Sure.
in my head and in my heart.
Yeah.
As it does for you.
Yes.
Just second to me apparently.
It's not apparently. It's second to you. Like I would like them to take up more space, but that would be a shift in sort of like there's just like it's not an easy answer. We have a really busy life and there's like a lot of logistical challenges, and because there's a lot of logistical challenges, there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of transitions and there's a lot of things. So that just because of all the nature of our life and those things, you tend to be a little bit more ramped up.
Okay.
There's somewhere that has to go, and usually it's towards me. Not always. You have like really good systems. You do work out, and you are really consistent. You have great friend groups, and you're a very faithful man. Like, I'm not saying I'm taking the brunt
No,
of
I
it.
get
I'm
it.
just saying the nature of our life is as such that is just where it goes, and so I need to carry it a fair amount.
All right. Well, that'll do it
Okay.
for this week's episode of Emotionally Needy with Weston Kieschnick.
Emotionally growing.
Emotionally stunted.
No,
Yeah.
we're in a growth phase. We're
man.
growing. We're moving towards all good things. We're going in the right direction. It's awesome.
Final thoughts for the good of the order.
Yeah, I'm really, really just thankful for just like the awareness of like clutter and how it impacts you. I mean, it sounds like a really easy remedial thing, but like whether it's physically in your home or in your classroom or in your heart or your brain, like clean it out.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything there. It's just taking up space.
Yep.
So however you need to get it out, do it in a healthy way.
Clean it out. Throw away those mugs. We'll catch you on next week's episode of Teaching Keating. Until then, find us on YouTube. Find us anywhere you get podcasts. Hit like, hit subscribe. You can find me headed to, where am I headed? I think Georgia. I'm headed to Georgia this week. Molly, where can we find you?
You're going to find me just traveling the greater U.S. because our kids are both going to different camps in different states. So I will be driving to one state and then coming home and then going to another one. It's going to be really awesome.
Good
Really big
times.
summers. Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you next week. Be well.